G7 leaders have pledged funding to tackle world hunger and have agreed to put more pressure on Russia. The latest proposal is a price cap on Russian oil, which is already subject to Western sanctions and a European embargo. But few details have been released about the plan. Ira Spitzer reports from Bavaria.
G7 leaders have wrapped up this three-day summit in Bavaria, which was largely dominated by the conflict in Ukraine and many of the knock-on effects of that conflict, such as the spiraling costs of food and energy, which we've seen go up around the world. Those G7 leaders pledging an additional $4.5 billion to support global food insecurity. And again, really trying to showcase and take a position of unity, a united stance against Moscow in this conflict. And here's what German Chancellor Olaf Scholz had to say.
We will continue to sustain and drive up the economic and political costs of this war for President Putin and his regime. To that end, it is important to stand together, also during the long haul that this will surely be.
Now, really, the overarching message, both in the remarks from the leaders as well as the 28-page communique, which was released at the conclusion of the summit, was trying to figure out ways both to help make it possible for Ukraine to continue with its defense against Russia. In that communique, the G7 nations committing to explore new ways to limit Moscow's access to revenue. And one of the more interesting ways that was proposed in that document was this idea of an oil price cap on Russian oil specifically. So this would essentially mandate that buyers who want to be a part of this would have to pay not above a certain price for Russian oil, and if enough countries agree to do this, that this would severely limit Russia's ability to continue making money from high oil prices. And the way that the G7 proposes to do this is to prohibit some of the services associated with shipping oil, such as insurance, which currently comes largely from the UK and Europe. So buyers who would not agree to the price cap wouldn't have access to those services. But it's very much an untried, untested system that would require the buy-in of countries all around the world, including large countries like China and India, who there's really no guarantee at this point that they would go along with this G7 proposal. Ira Spitzer, CGTN, Bavaria.